through this review, so hopefully you'll get better and better, and you'll be really good by the time you take the test. So let's see, top triangle, 70 plus 22 equals 92. So angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 92. Use my calculator. Angle 1 equals 88 degrees. Because of these parallel lines, I know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because they are corresponding angles. So that means 2 is also 88. Coming over here to angle 3, I know that angle 3 is congruent, well, not congruent, it's equal to 22 degrees because these two are also corresponding angles. So 1 and 2, 88 degrees. 3 is 22 degrees. Okay. Looking at this one, I know that I got some parallel lines, so I got this going on here. We decided that this is a 38. 92 plus 38 equals 130. So for this angle right here, 180 minus 130 is 50. I know this angle is 50. All right, because of my parallel line Z, I also know that this one is 50, and I know 2 and 3 are the same. So I'm just going to throw an X in there because they're the same value, and I can do 2X plus 50 equals 180. I can subtract 50 and get 2X equals 130. Divide by 2, X equals 65. So each one of these angles is 65 degrees. So angle 1 is 50 degrees because of parallel lines. Number 2 and number 3 are congruent, so they're both 65 degrees. All right, 5. Let's see. We have, this is 2X. And this is an exterior angle, so I know 6X minus 70 equals to the sum of the two remotes, so 4X. Subtract 4X and I get 2, that's a horrible 2. 2X minus 70 equals 0. 2X equals 35. Oh, nope, not yet. I divided in my head. 2X equals 70, so X equals 35. So this is 70 degrees, this is 70 degrees, that's 140. So this angle here is 180 minus 140. And I don't even need that angle. Forget that, but it's true. It would be 40, but I don't need it. I know that if X is 35, then 6 times 35 minus 70 equals 140. So I know this angle is 140. This looks like a 30. So looking at this triangle over here on the right, I have 140 plus 30 equals 170. Now I have 180 minus 170 equals 10. And that's what's left for up here. So 2y equals 10, y equals 5. ABD is this way, ABD backwards. We already figured it out. It was 40 degrees. Write and verify congruency. Let's see, parallel lines gives me an angle. So those are alternate interior angles. I also have reflexive, so I'm going to mark that. And it looks like I have a word that we do not say. I don't have enough information to say that they're congruent. I either need another angle or another side, so it is NEI. Okay, over here at 7, I have an angle, I have another angle, and then they share that side for reflexive. So that's angle, side, angle. Now your congruent statement. If I say A first, I have to say B first. If I say C second, I'm also going to say C second because both those angles go there. And then last, if I'm going to say D last, they both share D. So those are my congruent statements. It's all about positioning. Okay, let's see what we have here. It looks like I have parallel lines again. So we have this one Z that's already been marked for us, but we can also go backwards on the Z. And I know that these angles are congruent. Oops, sorry. For my backwards Z, I know these angles are congruent. And then I know my vertical angles are congruent. I have no sides given, so that would be AAA, which is not a congruent statement, so it's any I, because I need more information to decide. I need at least one more side. All right, verify and write a congruent statement. If M is the midpoint of AC, that means it cuts AC into two equal pieces. It also says M is the midpoint of DB. So there's DB, this is a B. So it cuts those into two equal pieces. I have my vertical angles that I can mark, and that appears to be a side angle side. So now we match it. Let's see, I need, well, if I want to start with I want to start with M right here first. M is in the same place on both triangles. They're congruent. Now, if you look over here, at the end of the hash mark is C, and the end of the single hash mark is A. C and A have to be in the same position. And then if you look here, D is at the end of two hash marks, B is at the end of two hash marks, so D and B have to be in the same position. All right, let's see what we have. I have QK equals QA. QK is congruent to QA. Reasons is given. I have QB bisects KQA, so these angles are equal, and that would be QB bisects angle KQA given. If I write the word bisects, I'm going to write the definition of a bisector. It's bisecting an angle, so I get two equal angles. I can put a 1 here and a 2 here to make my life easier, and I can say angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, or you could name the angle KQB angle is congruent to angle AQB, if you wanted to give it its formal name instead of its shortcut. Okay, now I look like I have a reflexive happening right here, which says I look in the mirror and I see myself, so QB is congruent to QB, and that is reflexive. Now, my proof statement from here, triangle BQK is congruent to triangle BQA, and I look like I have marked a side angle side, so my reason is side angle side. Okay, given AB is parallel to DC, AB is parallel to DC, excuse me, given Now I can give the next given statement, or I can do my z's because I'm using my parallel, and I can put a 1 here and a 2 here, and I can say angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because they're alternate interior angles. I have another given, so I can do angle ADB, which is this angle, is congruent to angle CBD, which is this one, and that's given. I got the line in the middle again, which is called reflexive, and that's just DB is congruent to DB. And it looks like I have marked on one triangle, angle, side, angle. That's my reason. My proof statement goes down here. Triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CDB. All right, over here, let's see, one given is AB is parallel to CD. Given AB is here, parallel to CD here. So I'm going to make my Z, and I'm going to say that angle 4 is congruent to angle 3 because they're alternate interior angles. Yes, I could have done the given statement next. Let's see, but I can also walk the parallel lines the opposite way and say angle 5 is congruent to angle 6. That's also alternate interior. I could say vertical angles are congruent. I don't need a third angle, but this is true, so I'm going to write it, but you don't need one of these 3 steps that we just wrote. Angle 1 is congruent, angle 2 vertical angles. I only need 2 angles, so one of these aren't necessary. And then I have one more given statement way up here. BA is congruent to CD. Given. And now if I look at one triangle, depending on which one I chose, I could say angle, side, angle, if I chose those ones. Or if I chose to do like 1 and 5, I would have side, angle, angle. They're both valid. You just have to decide which angles you want to use. And then I go up to my proof statement, and I say that triangle BEA is congruent to triangle DEC. All right, next. If they're congruent, state and verify. Let's see, I got a reflexive here. I see I see a word we're not writing in this class. So there's not enough information. I either need another side or I need another angle. Okay, if they're congruent, let's see, I got reflexive, and now I'm looking at it going, nope, not a word I'm willing to say. Any I. Okay, if they're congruent, let's see, I got vertical angles here. Nope, different hash mark than the one already given. So I have an angle, and a side. Side's not included, so it's going to be side, angle, angle, or angle, angle, side. And now my congruent statement, E matches with C, so E matches with C. F matches with B, F matches with B, and D is shared between the 2. So they're congruent. And we get our congruent statement. We're not doing those, so jumping down here, let's see, I have a Y right there, and that's AB. So I'm going to go to EF, which is here, and I know that 10y plus 4 equals 64. Subtract 4, 10y equals 60, y equals 6. Okay, and now I have my x right here at A, and A matches E. So I know that 7x plus 4 equals 11x. Oh my. Maybe a 2? I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides, and I'm going to get 4x minus 2. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. I'm going to get 6 equals 4x. So x equals 6 over 4, which means it probably wasn't a 2, but I'm just not willing to even guess. So we're going to pretend. So x equals 3/2. Yeah, if you thought that that number is a different number, that's great. But that's how you would do the problem. Okay, same thing here. I have an x here. D matches H. So I have a 3x plus 10 equals 5x minus 10. Going to subtract 3x and get 2x minus 10. I'm going to add 10 and get 20 equals 2x. So I know x is 10. Then I'm going to see, okay, I got 2y plus 12 is AD. AD is first and last position, so on EH, first and last position. So I would say that 2y plus 12 equals 6y minus 8. I get 4y minus 8 equals 12. Add 8, I get 20 equals 4y, and y equals 5. And let's see, last one. If this is 4x plus 10, then this one is 4x plus 10 because they're congruent. So I'm going to add my x's, 8, 12, 16x plus 20 equals 180. 16x equals, subtract 20, I get 160. X equals 10. I'm going to switch that to pink. That's a little too hard to see. That's better. Okay, and last problem. So this doesn't appear to be solvable until you see that this is the exterior angle theorem. So 110 equals 2x. So 110 divided by 2 is 55. So I know x is 55. So if x is 55, now I'm going to look at this triangle. And 110 plus 55 equals 165. So y is 180 minus 165. So y is 15. Once again, make it pink so you can see my work. Email if you have any additional questions. Don't know why it didn't take my pink. All right, that's your review. Hope it's helpful. Remember, to study for this test does not mean staring at somebody else's answers. It means redoing the problems over and over and over until you're successful. That's how you're going to do well on this test. So make sure you look back through your reviews and redo the problems.